if you watch any of my videos, you'll know that the trips I go on usually involve pack rafting and fly fishing on a river or fly fishing on a lake with some kind of boat or float tube. This trip was sort of a weird combination of all these things. We boated on 3 different lakes and the river that connected them. We had a raft and a canoe with pontoons, and we used electric engines and paddling. We did this trip in the Mackenzie area of northern BC at the beginning of July, over 4 days. I think it's fair to say that the water we explored doesn't get a lot of visitors. We caught a ton of fish, but not always the fish species that we were targeting. However, it was still a super fun and interesting adventure. The weather wasn't always great, and we even got an emergency alert for a possible tornado in the area, if you can believe that. I'd first met Scott through his excellent YouTube channel. It's called Reelistic Outdoors. That's one of the benefits of having an active YouTube channel. You get to meet some cool and interesting people that you probably wouldn't otherwise meet. So it's July 1st, about 7:30 in the morning. Just leaving the little community of Willow River. So met Scott last night, had a good trip out here, and now we're just heading west to go and get Dwayne and start the big adventure. So,
Aaron, ready to go? Dwayne, Aaron. Good to meet you.
You too.
Yeah, we're ready.
We're ready to. I'm ready to rock.
Okay, we're just ferrying the vehicles now. We got all our gear dropped off at the put-in spot, and now Aaron and I are ferrying our vehicles down to the takeout spot. And we're gonna leave my vehicle there and then come back to the put-in spot with his vehicle. So there's lots of ferrying, shuffling and stuff. So
once we got back to the put-in, we started the lengthy process of loading our boats. I had a Watermaster raft that I'd borrowed from my friend Frank, while the guys had a canoe that they'd added a couple of pontoons to. All right, guys. Off we go on our adventure.
Let's do it. Realistic.
Oh, all packed up. Ready to fish. So we're gonna go over to the mouth of the river here and probably anchor and start from there. I didn't have my fly out for more than a minute or two when I got the first fish of the day. Oh, I should get a picture of that. First fish of the day, northern pike minnow. And yep, it was a northern pike minnow. And this was to be a reoccurring theme for most of the trip. You literally couldn't keep these fish off the hook. Definitely a good sized fish. Took out a lot of line. Still way out there. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. It is not a rainbow. Oh, it is. Look at the size of that thing. Oh. 18-inch northern pike minnow. Look at the size of that thing. That's hilarious. He's a good fighter. Off you go, buddy. Up until 1999, these fish were called squawfish, until someone finally acknowledged that this is a derogatory term, and the common name was officially changed to the northern pike minnow. But this name does cause some confusion because they're in no way related to northern pike, but they are a large member of the minnow family. The pike minnow is native to BC, but it's not particularly well liked as they outcompete other native trout. On this trip, we probably caught 10 to 15 pike minnows for every rainbow or bull trout we caught. Woohoo! First rainbow of the trip. 12-incher.
The wind picked up. The leech wasn't working. We're crossing the lake, so I threw in my gear. I threw on a double spinner with a piece of jerky.
You're not a fly fisherman?
Thing bored.
Oh no, it's a beautiful rainbow.
Wow. We're getting bored, so there's my rainbow on my piece of jerky. Oh, this way.
Hilarious.
Rainbow. Whoop, whoop.
After about 10 kilometers of boating and trolling, we made it to the northeast end of the lake where the river exits the lake. So we got our rods out and we began casting while we were drifting down this really slow river. We had a little bit of excitement in that Dwayne caught one of the biggest pike minnows that any of us had either seen. So that was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
No way.
It is.
Okay,
Well, let's wait and see for sure.
it is. I think you're right.
Oh, it's a monster. Oh.
Look at the size of that pike minnow. That's got to be like 4 pounds at least.
When I saw his head, I was like,
Cool, hey?
that was fun.
Awesome. Yeah, yours was that big.
the big
That's
one.
crazy, man.
We arrived at the place we were going to camp at about 6 o'clock and then went about the long process of unpacking and getting camp all set up. We were planning on camping here for the next 2 nights. After getting camp set up and eating, we started fishing the pools around camp. We caught fish, or we had bites on almost every cast, but the vast majority of the fish that we were catching were pike minnows. Every once in a while someone would land a bull trout or a rainbow, but it was mostly minnows. These pike minnows really like the big fly. As we were fishing around camp, it became quite obvious that there was a large storm brewing to our east and heading our way. But that still didn't really prepare us for when the emergency alert went off on our cell phones.
We just got a tornado warning for this area.
What the fuck?
Environment Canada, tornado in this mobile coverage area. Take immediate cover in a basement or interior room if weather threat approaches.
What area?
Says right here.
We're taking cover in a tent?
At least there's no widowmakers around.
Big storm coming. Trying to tie the tent down where there's nothing but loose gravel and no big rocks.
All right, let's go look at some tornado proofing. Here's my big log. Here's my battery. And that's the end of the tornado proofing.
I have to give props to Scott here. He kept fishing right to the very last minute.
Oh shit, that's wet. Can't throw it down.
Well, the storm didn't actually last for very long, and luckily there were no tornadoes, just rain, hail, lightning, and some high winds. So we were able to do some fishing after the skies cleared, and Scott actually caught a pretty nice bull trout.
Come on again. Feels like another bull trout.
Nice.
Tossing some big flies here.
Oh. I got him. Woo! That's a big one. That's a nice one.
You got as much gravel as you did. So, Aaron's been catching all the bull trout, and he finally shared his hole and his secret fly with me. So Oh, there she goes.
There, good.
Oh.
Oh, not that way.
You need to revive. You need to revive. Nice bull trout. There she goes.
Much better.
This far north, and only 10 days after the summer equinox, it's late in the day before the sun goes down.
Well, good morning. Day 2. We had a little bit of a bear scare in the middle of the night last night. 1 o'clock. Jumped up with the guns. It was kind of exciting. But we're still in this location, and we're gonna try and fish these pools again for a little while today, and then we're gonna walk up and walk downstream, weather providing.
As Scott said, we had a bit of a bear scare the night before. I was woken up from a dead sleep by Dwayne yelling, "Hey bear, hey bear!" I bolted out of the tent with my shotgun in my underwear, only to figure out a few seconds later that it was a beaver making all the noise, not a bear. The boys were impressed with my reaction time though.
Well, still raining, but still raining. We got our gear. We're heading upriver. Well, the fish are wet, so it's just okay if we are. We'll go see if we can find something.
We were expecting a lot of rain on day 2, so the plan was to stay in the same place and fish around camp. Scott and Dwayne headed up this smaller tributary creek while I took my raft and ferried across to the other side of the river and mostly fished downstream from camp. Another pike minnow. That's what we're getting. I think I got a rainbow. I did. Look at that. An honest to goodness rainbow. Huh. Look. Except for this one rainbow, pretty much all it could catch were pike minnows. But the other guys were having a bit more success where they'd gone.
And now we're going on the trail. See the trail? Right there.
Just gotta make sure the thing you grab's in the ground.
Yeah. It's quite the bank to get up here. It's about a 10-foot climb, all mud from the rain. There he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
Looks like we might have found ourselves another little bull hole here. First time in this little river I've ever caught them, but it makes sense that they would be here. Good job, buddy. It's a nice one. Oh, I didn't. There you go. Little guy in. Gotcha.
Trailer fish. Monitor. That's the kind I would expect out of here.
So by the end of the day, the weather had cleared up a bit and we were able to sit around the fire, eat, and dry out a little. Tomorrow the plan was to pack up and head further downstream and hopefully have some better fishing. So we're just getting packed up to start on day 3 of the adventure. It's about 7:30 in the morning. Hope to get going maybe within the next hour. Hoping for a little better bull trout fishing today. After camp was packed up, we had the crux of the river paddling portion of the trip. This is because the river is relatively fast here and takes a sharp right-hand turn. Scott and Dwayne don't have a lot of experience paddling on moving water, so they took the conservative strategy of walking their canoe down this section of the river, and then I helped them a little getting across to the other side. Okay, paddle straight, just paddle upstream. You want to keep your bow at about like that. You should ferry right across. I'm not even pulling you. I'm just kind of keeping your bow. There you go. From here we stopped and fished a couple of times, but primarily we're still catching pike minnows with the odd small bull trout and rainbow. Well, day number 3 of our trip, and just slowly paddling down the river. Quite beautiful country. No way you're seeing this river unless you're in a canoe or a raft or I guess a jet boat now. But it's a really cool spot. Having a hard time catching bull trout and rainbow trout, but we're catching a lot of those northern pike minnows, and heck, it's just fun to catch fish. It was just after 11 o'clock when we stopped at this little gravel bar. This spot is where we actually had the best fishing of the trip for bulls and rainbows, but we're still catching a lot of pike minnows and bull trout.
Nice.
Nice little. That's probably 11 inches.
Yeah, go for it. Right on his foot.
There, bring it a little closer.
We're in the rainbow. We're in the rainbow zone.
Rainbow.
Yeah, I thought so. Dude, this guy can pull a rainbow out of a goldfish pond.
Right at the camera. Oh yeah, that's almost 10 inches.
Just enjoying some fish. Rainbow trout, I see it. There it is.
Think it's a rainbow.
Oh, it is 100%.
Oh, that's a good one. What a beauty. What a beauty bull trout. Oh, that was a beautiful bull trout. These guys have been getting more this weekend than me, so that's number 2.
We fished here for over an hour and then headed back on the river. This was actually the last place we stopped to fish. All the other fishing we did from the boats. There must be millions of these northern pike minnows in this river because you can't even false cast without landing one. See? There's a small one, but you just gotta throw something in there and they'll eat it. Now it's really raining. This is like yesterday rain. We're a little over halfway to where we want to get to today. Well, I eventually reached Red Rocky Lake and stopped for a quick bathroom break and waited for the boys. There's a bunch of really old cabins on the shores of this lake, and it would be interesting to learn their history. They look to be well over 50 years old. Oh, we made it. We made it to our camping spot, but needed to get camp set up pretty quickly because it was starting to rain. We found a beautiful little meadow overlooking the lake and just got the tents up before the rain really hit. Anything witty to say?
Witty. Does that rhyme with pissing rain?
Rhymes with shitty.
Yeah, it definitely rhymes with shitty.
Raining like this most of the day for us. So taking a few minutes to hide out in the canopy. Dwayne's idea.
After the rain finally stopped, it turned into quite a nice evening, sitting around the fire, chatting, and enjoying the beautiful views. We're just loading up for day 4 of our trip, the last day on this little lake, and then we're heading back into the river. Probably 3/4 of a day to get back to our park truck. Hopefully we'll catch some target species. Well, this is day 4 of our trip. My thoughts on the trip so far is that it's been really interesting. It's just awesome to see new country. I was talking with the guys yesterday and they said that what we did does hardly, if ever, get done. So that was cool. And just really cool river, reminded me of my childhood because I used to drive by it all the time. And yeah, this is the last day. We're heading back onto the river again and probably be back at the vehicles in maybe 4 or 5 hours. This day was the same as the other 3 days. We caught a lot of pike minnows with a few small rainbows sprinkled in.
Nice little rainbow. Decent, eh?
So we're just coming into the final lake here. That's where we have our pickup vehicle parked. Probably another 30 minutes and we'll be on the beach. Well, we're at the end of the trip, day 4, at this beautiful little lake. This is the first day where it didn't rain, I think. Maybe at day 1 it didn't rain. But yeah, I caught some rainbows today. Good day. Got everything in Scott's truck. Heading back to the put-in. So all in all, another really cool trip. I got to see some different country, met some new people, survived a tornado warning, and caught a lot of fish. So next year, I guess it's going to be my turn to host the trip. Looking forward to it.